Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you some fixes that I have made to the ZAMination Rig V4, and the way I'll be explaining those is I'll go from most important and most noticeable to the least important and just kind of little tiny inconveniences. Number one, probably the most noticeable, is that the overlayer did not work with Slim or Alex arms, but that has since been resolved and should work just fine. Second one is extruding. That was a big issue, especially with the left arm. As you can see, like, all the faces were mirrored and messed up, and when you tried to extrude them, they just didn't work at all. But the new way to do that is, as you can see here, all of the faces are normal again, and if you want to extrude, all you need to do is select the faces, then press E and do your regular thing like selecting this and putting the mean crease up to 1, and once you have your extrusion that you would like, you can just head over to this panel right over here and slide that value up, and as you can see, you have your extrusion right there. And that works for any one of these, any limb, even like this one, it should work exactly the same. That's because, even though one arm or one leg would appear not to be affected by it, there has been some times where I've seen it kind of goes in a bit, and then you have like this texture glitch fighting, and it doesn't look quite nice. You can't really see them in my animations too much, but that's because I try to hide it, and they are definitely there. As you can see here is from the No You animation. Yeah, it's quite obvious. Another thing is that FK rigs. So the FK ones, as you had to do previously, is RZZ to move it, but now I've made it where you can just press R once and it'll rotate. The same goes for the ankles. And one weird thing about the ankle is this one will appear to be rotated, but if you look at the motion of my mouse, you can see nothing has changed other than that just little visual glitch. I also did the same things with the wrists. I was debating whether to do this or not because, like, you could use the wrists another way rather than just going up and down, but I personally have never used it in any way besides that, and I haven't seen anybody else use it. But if you do find a reason to bend it other ways, you can just go over here to the bone constraints and then uncheck these two, and then it should work just like normal again. Now on to the less noticeable features. One weird one that I didn't even notice until a little bit ago is the chin. So whenever you move the mouth, the chin comes down, and how that works is that there are extra faces that extrude, and for some reason those faces were flipped, but now they're it just looks natural and it's nice and smooth. It wouldn't be noticeable at all if you just had solid colored skin, but as you see, the Steve skin right here is not, so that wouldn't look too good. Some other texture changes is that the tops of the arms would be rotated, or they would be flipped altogether, as well as the top of the body. So another one that I really didn't notice, and that's really, really hard to notice, except when retexturing it, which doesn't happen too much, is the eyebrows. Now I noticed this when like a character has a hat on and the eyebrows accidentally come onto the hat and you have to move them to another place. I noticed that there were a lot of fighting, as texture glitch fighting, as you can see right here. But if we move back to my rig, you can see it is all nice and smooth. You don't have any of those texture fightings right there. And the last one, probably, that you have noticed too, is that the ZAMination Rig is pretty big compared to Mindway's worlds when you import a world into Blender. With Mindway's, I have now scaled it down to the correct scale, so you can see is the correct scale in the door frame, as well as a screenshot of my actual Minecraft character in a door frame, and they are exactly the same. So I hope that you've enjoyed this little video, and I really hope that these fixes will help you in the future if you want to use the ZAMination Rig. The reason that I like the ZAMination Rig is personally just because of this control panel over here. I really like how none of the facial controls are on the face itself. I think it gets pretty cluttered. I like how you have like the eyes and like the eyebrow controls and the mouth, everything off to the side. And when you're done with it, you can just turn it off too. I think that's really nice, and why I chose to fix this rig rather than just switch to a different rig altogether. I'll see you in the next video, but until then, Red over and out.